What's going on, everybody? It's Zach the Jedi Otaku. It's time for the next episode of RWBY, RWBY. Why? Because it's the last episode of Volume 3, the end of the beginning, which actually is kind of the thought I had last night after I finished doing all those recordings yesterday. I was thinking about it, and I realized it kind of feels like this is the first act of what would be two more acts, like Star Wars. Each trilogy is an act. You know, the prequels are Act 1, the originals are Act 2, and the new ones are Act 3. So it feels like we're going to get 6 more volumes. Or you know, like we're now just past the intro portion of it. We're actually getting to the point where now we've learned all of our characters. We know who's who. We kind of know what the plan is. So it could either be we're at the end of Act 1 or end of Act 2, depending on how you look at things. But it definitely feels like we've now gone past our first large part. You know, each volume ended with a kind of finale, so to speak. But the way I'm looking at it, this is the first real finale. This is the real start of what's going to happen going forward after what happens and whatever's going to happen in this last volume. But before we get to the last chapter of this volume, let's talk about Chapter 11. Because what just happened? From trying to figure out what's going on with the dragon to Velvet and her amazing 0-point energy blaster replicating ability, and that moment when she took Penny's powers, and I was so sad. And I'm sure you guys are going to be making comments because that was my emotional moment, and I didn't have a single tear, but they were tears just sitting in my eyes. The whole thing. Loved it. Roman's exit, I thought, was awesome. You know, like his grand monologue ended. Cinder versus Osmond, Pyrrha, and John as they're trying to get Amber's powers, and Cinder killing Amber completely and taking all of the Fall Maiden's powers, and Pyrrha now no longer having it. So now we can actually have Pyrrha and John being a thing together, where Pyrrha's not conflicted about the thing anymore. But I still predict, my thought is that the next volume 4, 5, 6, are going to be about trying to find the other maidens, because they need something to be able to defend against Cinder's power. Like, Cinder's on a completely different level than everyone else. She, you know, if everyone is, you know, 1 fighter to 1 fighter, she's 10 to 1. She's just on a completely another level. She is a weapon of mass destruction at this point. They need another WMD, and that's going to be another Fall Maiden. So they have to go out and look for another maiden. We definitely can suspect that Osmond is part of, he has a connection to the wizard. So there's all of these things. And what else? Oh, and the one other thing that I thought was freaking so sweet was, you know, General Ironwood and his right side just being completely prosthesis, and his just being a total badass. It was awesome. But I'm rambling. So let's get into Chapter 12, the end of the beginning. And it's a half an hour long, so I'm scared. And I know that there's a thing at the end, so I will wait for that. Oh man. Ready, play. We rise above. Okay, guys, let's do this. RWBY. Oh, Osmond! Oh, okay, Osmond first. He's got a green sword. What was that? He's just Neo. He's so fast. He's definitely one of them. He's definitely the wizard. What? 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 What just happened?
That's it.
What just happened?
Aboard. This is a mandatory evacuation.
A safe zone has been established in Vale. Please
Green.
remain calm and listen to Atlas personnel.
Sword, shield, speed, matrix.
Oh, I found you. Ruby, where are you? Don't worry, I'm fine. What's going on? Weiss? What is it?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yang.
Hey,
Chills.
she's gonna be okay.
What's that?
The soldiers have a ship ready to take you guys to Vale.
But John and Pyrrha are still missing. Ugh. What?
Look, guys. That giant Grim keeps circling the school. Even the White Fang are pulling out. We all have to go, now.
We're not leaving.
I'll find them. I'll find them and I'll bring them back.
For I am the leader.
We will find them.
Ah,
Blake and Yang. We'll be
goosebumps.
back.
You better be!
Yes. Best buds for life.
Idiots.
You just call him an idiot.
Okay, I think I have Glinda's number. Where is it? Pyrrha?
You can hear the fight.
Was all of that?
Oh no, Osmond was not able to hold her off.
What? Ozpin?
There's no time. Go. Get to Vale and call for help.
Huh? What are you gonna do?
Oh.
No. No, Pyrrha, you can't. You saw how powerful she is. Pyrrha, I won't let you do...
Damn it. No.
I'm sorry.
This means Spirit's gonna die, doesn't it?
Hey!
And John being the locker.
Pyrrha, please don't do this!
Shit. Oh. She gonna lift the entire building on her? What's she gonna do?
It's John! Where are you?
Weiss! Please, you have to stop her.
What?
Pyrrha! She's going after that woman at the top of the tower. She doesn't stand a chance.
Okay.
John, what are you talking about? Where are you?
Don't worry about me! Please, you have to save Pyrrha.
We will. Are you okay?
Ah! Please.
John?
Damn it!
John!
No shit.
have a
What to
plan.
do?
You always do.
Okay, Ruby. Save us.
This is your home now.
She can. She's the fucking Avatar. Wow. Just caught it. What are you going to do? You're gonna control it. Wow. Osmond's clock tower is gone. There's no way Osmond's dead though. Osmond's gonna come back out like just battered, teared, or whatever. Everything is metal here. Use it! Magneto! My dear. Oh! Ooh! What was that?
We gotta hurry!
Slingshot? Run up.
You can do this.
Speed boost. Do it. Oh, boy! Okay, it's just the leg. It's just the leg. It's okay. Ruby is gonna come save you right now. Don't die. Ruby's coming to save you. You're not gonna die. Please don't die. Please don't die. Let Ruby save her, please.
That was never truly
Please.
yours.
And or take it from her.
But take comfort in knowing that I will use it in ways you could never have imagined.
Do you believe in destiny?
Yes.
No. Damn it, no!
It's all right. I got you, kiddo. I got
Bro. What is going on? Someone help me, please. It's not okay right now.
Nothing. Just turn it off. Without the CCT, there's no point.
Communication down across the entire kingdom. No way to contact the outside world.
CCTs are down.
Pin's still missing.
Yeah,
This is bad, Crow.
Who's that voice?
this is bad.
No. What? What? Fuck. Is Ruby a maiden? She's gotta be a maiden. Oh, Dad. Dad's got the tattoo. Dad's got the maiden tattoo. What?
Ruby,
Oh no, it's different.
you're awake.
What happened?
Your Uncle Crow found you, unconscious. He got you out of there, though. He brought you home safe.
Wait, Yang! Is she alright?
She's gonna be alright. I think it's just gonna take some time for her to get used to things. She's too strong to let this stop her. I'm just glad to have my girls back at home.
What happened to the school? And Vale? Were they able to clear out the Grim?
Things at Vale are under control, but the school, it's not that simple. That thing, whatever it is, doesn't seem to be dead. Don't get me wrong, you did a number on it, but it's not disappearing. It's kind of frozen. I know that doesn't sound too bad, but it keeps attracting more Grim to the
Dragon's
school.
frozen?
I did what?
Hmm?
You said I did a number on it. What do you mean?
Look, that's not important right now. We can talk about it later. Things are just...
They're not going to show us her using the ability. She...
It's always a mess.
Crow.
Mind if we have a minute?
What, I can't stay here?
Ty,
Ty.
please.
I'm glad you're all right.
I'm not all right.
I'll go make us some tea.
This is not okay, guys.
So, how you feeling?
I kind of hurt all over.
That makes sense, after what you did.
You guys keep saying that I did something. What are you talking about?
What's the last thing you remember?
I ran up the side of the tower, and when I got to the top, Pyrrha! Is she...
She's gone.
I got to the top, and I saw Pyrrha, and Cinder, and then everything went white.
Anything else?
I remember my head hurting.
The night you met Ozpin, what was the first thing he said to you?
You have gray eyes.
I don't know. I think it was something about...
Silver eyes. That's an extremely rare trait.
So?
You're special, Ruby. And not in the daddy loves his special angel kind of way. You're special the same way your mom was.
She a maiden. She was a maiden.
Remnant's full of legends and stories. Some of them true, some made up. But there's one Oz told me from a very long time ago. Back before Huntsman, before kingdoms. It was said that those born with silver eyes were destined to lead the life of a warrior. You see, the creatures of Grimm, the most fearsome monsters mankind had ever encountered, were afraid of those silver-eyed warriors. They were the best of the best. It was said that even a single look from one of these fighters could strike a Grimm down. It's a ridiculous story.
But you think that I might be...
Well, a giant monster's currently frozen on top of Beacon Tower, and you're here, safe in bed.
Wait, how did you know what Ozpin said to me? The night we met.
You were watching?
All those missions I go on, all the times I'm away in some far-off place, it's been for Ozpin. But he's missing now. Something's been set in motion, and with Oz gone, I'll have to pick up where he left off.
Then what can I do?
Crow's taking over.
If I'm so special, then I can help, right?
You really want to help? Get some rest. You're in no condition to go anywhere right now. Besides, our enemy's trail leads all the way to Haven. That'd be quite a trip for a pipsqueak like
So
you.
our next mission is in Haven.
Catch you later, kiddo.
Volume 4, Haven. We still haven't seen anything from Raven yet. She gonna be talking to Yang? Let's find out.
Yang?
It's right arm too.
Ruby.
I'm so glad you're okay.
But I'm not.
Changed their purple eyes.
It's all gone. The school, Penny, Pyrrha, and...
Yang, where are Weiss and Blake?
Weiss's father came for her.
What? What do you mean?
No one outside of Vale knows what happened here. Before the tower fell, the last thing people saw was Atlas attacking innocent people and Grim destroying the city.
Oh shit.
Everyone's scared. No one knows who to trust.
They made it look like it was Alice attack.
So Weiss's father came to take her back to Alice, where he thinks it's safe. She's gone.
What about...
And Blake ran. Sun saw her go. After we got to the city, she just ran.
But
Revenge.
I don't know. And I
No,
don't
you
care.
do. You do, because that's all you want is...
There has to be a reason she...
No, there doesn't. Sometimes bad things just happen, Ruby.
So what do we do now?
You could do whatever you want. I'm gonna lie here.
Yang.
Just leave me alone.
I love you.
Sunflower. Autumn is on us. It's no longer summer. Time of fun and sweet things is over. It's winter now. 3 months later.
Hey.
Hey, John. Haven's a long way to go.
I know. But it's the only lead we have.
And you're sure you want to come along?
The journey will be perilous. And whether we'll find answers at the end is entirely uncertain.
But we wouldn't be here if we weren't up for it. Then let's get started.
A smaller, more honest soul. It's true that a simple spark can ignite hope, breathe fire into the hearts of the weary. The ability to derive strength from hope is undoubtedly mankind's greatest attribute. Which is why I will focus all of my power to snuff it out.
Fuck you, Cinder.
How does it feel, knowing that all of your time and effort has been for nothing?
Queen?
That your guardians have failed you? That everything you've built will be torn down before your very eyes? Your faith in mankind was not misplaced. When banded together, unified
Are you
by a
fucking
common enemy,
kidding me?
they are a noticeable threat. But divide them. Place doubt into their minds.
Or was Glenda trying to...
Any semblance of power they once had will wash away.
Why did they show us Glenda?
Of course they won't.
And why does she have a
realize it
crown on the back of her
first.
cape?
Like you, they'll cling to their
Am I
fleeting
missing
hope,
that?
their aspirations. But this was merely
Fuck
the
this
first
Black
move.
Queen voiceover.
So you send your guardians,
Summer.
your huntsmen and huntresses, and when they fail and you turn to your smaller soul, know that you send her to the same pitiful demise.
What is Eye of Sauron on her back?
This is the beginning of the end,
Where?
Osmond. And I can't wait to watch you burn.
Where is she? What place is that? Alright. This is crazy right now. We're just gonna let this run. I need to collect my thoughts until we'll watch the end credit here. But I'm not okay right now. You guys warned me about it. Son of a bitch. You warned me, I prepped, and I still wasn't prepared. I thought they got me with Penny. And then Yang. I thought, okay, there's not gonna be anything more. Son of a bitch. It makes sense that, from a writing standpoint, it makes sense that Pyrrha died, but I never saw it coming. I never saw that coming. I guess if I look back, maybe that could have been a possibility, but it wasn't something that I even considered that the writers would do. Ugh. Fuck. Not happy about this at all. Just what are Ty's tattoos? Alright. That was Volume 3. Just son of a bitch. So long. You're showing all of the world remnant things. Okay, so. Oh, just. Okay. And they're making this, they're doing it like it's a movie right now. Yes, you could do each volume as a mini movie, like they do on Netflix, but still. It'd be a long fucking movie if it was. Yeah. Alright. I think we're almost there. Skipping forward. Okay, here we go. Rooster Teeth is done. Monty. Thank you, Monty. Oh, his symbol. We love you. Thank you for giving this to us. Alright. What do you have for me? Cinder's fallen. Crow with Ospen's sword. How did he get it? He's a what? That was nuts. Okay. Let's process this together, guys. That was a lot to do. There was a lot going on. So let's take a minute to process this. We're gonna go back through it and have some catharsis, I think, right now. Let's talk about Osman right now first. Um, that fight was dope. Even though there's like flashing lights, we still got to see what was going on a little bit. His cane is like a sword. He had a bit of a Matrix situation where he was like speed, fast, like almost Dragon Ball Z. He's able to put out a shield. Everything's kind of green-esque. There's something about it. Like his powers don't seem like normal huntsman powers. They seem very far beyond that. Potentially, I don't know. Maybe Ospen's semblance is a shield semblance, because he is a defender of the world. So he shields those and takes on the brunt of the hits for himself. Maybe some way. Maybe that's how his semblance is kind of worked out. I don't know. I don't think he's dead. He's gone, but I don't think he's dead. He's going to show up at some point to save, because we didn't see him die on screen. So they have a way to bring him back in. Then our next scene was Ruby and Wise, and I thought that was a really good full circle from where they were in Chapter 1, Volume 1, where we really got to see them, butt heads and not want to be together. And in this situation, in an emergency situation, they're the two they're going to go do it. We're going to watch each other's backs and rely on each other and trust each other to handle it. Moving on, we finally got the kiss we've been waiting for, and it's very bittersweet to see John and Pyrrha kiss before Pyrrha did the ultimate sacrifice in giving herself up to fight against Cinder. And just really just overall just amazing character developments on that, and very bittersweet. Something that I noticed in that fight, or I thought about in that fight, was Cinder's power base is fire. We know that she's a fire user, and that's kind of her dust usage or semblance. I'm not sure which one is which for her. What's interesting, though, is that she took the Fall Maiden's powers, and while that augmented her immensely, from the Fall Maiden's World of Remnant video, we can kind of surmise that each season, winter, spring, summer, fall, is tied to a different elemental power, ice, plant growth, and earth, fire, and then air, to a degree in the same winter, spring, summer, fall. However, Cinder has the Fall Maiden. So what would happen? And she's uber powerful. So I just like, what would happen if she got the Summer Maiden's power? Would she just be like that much more powerful because her semblance matches with the Fall Maiden's power? And would that be a thing to, if those two matched, would they be stronger than any other individual maiden's powers with any other individual's semblance? Just a thought that I had. I love that Pyrrha's last line was, "Do you believe in destiny?" And Cinder being, "I do." I thought that was very powerful, and I can't verbalize or articulate why it was so powerful for me, but it just was. There's something about it. And the other thing I noticed is that Cinder's tattoo is the same tattoo that, or is the same symbol that Adam has on his glove. I know I talked about it before, so I'm just kind of wondering if the White Fang or the Black Queen uses the maiden's power as their own symbol, if the maiden's symbol as their symbol, maybe making the Black Queen have one of the other maiden's powers, and she's trying to charge up her other people. Maybe I don't know, something there. But what did happen afterwards was Ruby awoke, and the silver eyes thing. Her and her mom both have silver eyes, and the fairy tales again. One thing I did notice about the Fall Maidens was that the wizard had light green, gray, silverish eyes. So I don't know, maybe there's something there. Aspen has kind of gray eyes, gray, silvery eyes. I thought maybe, or are they green? I'm not sure if they're gray or they're green. I have to look back on it. But if they're green, then maybe that's that gray green the wizard has potentially. There's something there. But Ruby awoke, and I'm guessing she is a maiden of some kind. She doesn't have any tattoo that we've seen or idea, but she did have it. It exploded out of her eyes in the same way that Cinder's powers, Maiden's powers, are the Phoenix and Force, and everything kind of comes from their eyes. So we can assume she's awoken a Fall Maiden power potentially, in that her mom was a maiden and probably thinking about Ruby before she passed away, giving her maiden's powers to Ruby, but she was so young she never knew how to access them. That might be it. Maybe. But that would change if the Black Queen is Summer Rose, because we saw the grave of Summer Rose right before we saw the Black Queen. And I really liked how the narration voice that we've had since Volume 1 is the same voice of the Black Queen. So the voiceovers for all the World of Remnants and the first episodes or any of that stuff is from the perspective of the Black Queen, which I thought was very interesting to note. Cool. So this was our first kind of introduction to Ty. Really getting to see him as a character, his interactions, and he's total dad mode. And I'll have to come back to this in a second. Okay, so interrupted. My roommate's gone right now, but his parents dropped off his dog, so I'm watching him for a few days. So that was our interruption. Ty's tattoos were kind of interesting to me. They look kind of like Grimm tattoos in the same way that the White Fang has the masks kind of look like Grimm. I thought at first it was a symbol of the maiden. Maybe it's a variation of the maiden tattoo, because maybe Cinder's is only the Fall Maiden's tattoo, and there may be a different symbol for the other maidens, potentially. I don't know. The last things is Aspen is missing. Crow continuing on. It's very loud. Okay. You done yet, Murph? Still thirsty? Still drinking? Good boy. So one of the things that we find out from Crow is that he's still going to continue on Aspen's mission of protecting the world. Aspen's missing, so we don't know where he's at. Wise is back in Haven. Her father took her, and the attack was made to look like Atlas was the aggressor in the entire thing. And Ironwood is now probably going to be enemy number one against the other two kingdoms of Minstrel and Vacchio. So it'll be interesting to see where Volume 4 takes us. Obviously, we're going to Haven and Atlas. But what is going to occur? We don't know. Blake is gone. She's no longer. She's not around. So she's gone, and I suspect that she is now on a vengeance mission. She's just going out for revenge. Either that, or doing recon, or maybe she might have gone back to Adam, or as maybe as a double agent of some kind. I don't know. I really enjoyed and thought it was very clever when Yang and RWBY were talking, and it was a very sad scene. Yang was very sad and sullen, and everything that she was saying had a shade of blue to it, and yet the scene was very bright and vibrant with yellows and oranges and reds in the coloring. So I thought that juxtaposition between the two girls and how they were feeling, and then their environment, were just completely the opposite. And I really liked that juxtaposition, and how it ended on the sunflower kind of representing Yang, and then going to outside and it being fall and autumn, kind of representing that summer is ended and now we're going to this darker time period, both physically and metaphorically. And then it changing to winter when RWBY finally has her plans finalized, and it's her along with John, Nora, and Ren going on to go find out what's going on, to keep moving, keep pushing forward, and trying to find lies and trying to find out what's going on, and defeat whatever's going on. And John just more and more, I love him as a character, and how much he's grown, and his can-do attitude, even when he's lost everything that he cared for, and he's broken. He's definitely broken, but he's not going to let that stop him from pushing forward and moving forward. And that really just, he is a leader, and probably the strongest character because of that. He is the one who's, besides RWBY, the one who's been affected, I think, the most, and just the amount of willpower. And I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could move forward from that. And he is, and it boggles my mind. And that's just what a good hero is. And man, it's good. And we finally got the Black Queen reveal, and she's got red glowing eyes and white skin, and white hair, and looks kind of like a vampire, and had the Eye of Sauron on her back, on her cape. She's wearing all white clothes, black eyeliner. And wherever she was at, she was still on the world of Remnant, but it looked like it was just like a pink dust-filled cave, nebulous-looking thing. I don't even know. And then the cutscene, Crow's watching them. He literally transforms into a crow, or at least that's what we're led to believe. And I kind of like that, how it's maybe we're kind of led to believe that's Crow, or maybe that's just an homage to Monty and his love of the crow and the raven and that symbol. I don't know. But holy fuck, guys, this was just amazing. And now we have Volume 4 to get to. But before we get to Volume 4, Chapter 1, I'm going to be doing the 4 World Remnant videos dealing with the different kingdoms. And some of you have asked me to do the character short, And then someone else said that I could just wait till the end credit of Volume 1, Chapter 1, and then it's the same thing. So maybe I'll just do that, or I'll probably just watch the 4 videos. I'll do Volume 4, Chapter 1, then I'll watch the character short, and then we'll keep going with Chapter 2 and each of the chibis. I'll do a chibi episode with 1 or 2 chibi episodes, hopefully, with each episode that comes out each week. I need some time to decompress and absorb everything that this was, and man, so sweet. So like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what you guys thought of my reaction and my review. And as always, Jedi Otaku out.